The rest of the evening's been pretty quiet, but something wild happened today. Hold on. Something wild happened today in my own case. So I've been trying really hard. All right. I've been trying exceptionally hard to not bring my personal drama to the streams because, coming back after a year off, I wanted people to know, like, the show. What's up, Rita? How you doing? That the show is still about, like, it's about legal cases, it's about political commentary, it's about making jokes and stuff like that. It's not about me, so to speak, and my travails and all of that fun stuff. Like, that is trying to draw or like build a better wall between my life and the show, which is great. So that being said, I've been trying to keep my personal drama out of my show. If I want to talk about my personal drama, I go to other shows, right? But lately we've had this harassment restraining order against me. It was issued ex parte, so it has not been actually really like reviewed, so to speak. They're granted pretty easily, and I have not had a chance to respond. But it has given a couple opportunities now. Oh, excuse me. There have been a couple opportunities now to kind of incorporate it in as a piece of legal education. And so we did that just the other day. We went through Fat Sean's analysis of what has gone on in the restraining orders against Melton and I so far. And then with the dropping of the exhibit list and the witness list, there was some rumblings, sort of like when he walks. And with that came some opinions and analysis that I found to be lacking. So I talked about it. What was it? It's Monday. That was Saturday night. So since then, things have changed dramatically. They have changed dramatically. Today, there were 2 documents filed. There's some more stuff that happened kind of behind the scenes. Nothing like secret. I'll tell you about it. It's nothing. Well, it's kind of curious, and it'll factor into our discussion. But today, the person who took the restraining order out against me, a guy by the name of Aaron Imholt, I can talk about him. Some people are confused about that. His lawyer withdrew from representing him for the restraining order. Now, lawyers withdraw from representation for various reasons from time to time. This is nothing too crazy, except for the fact that the hearing is in 2 days. That is weird. All right. Like, that is not normal. He was brought in after the filing and serving of the restraining order. That happened. And then, I hired a lawyer, filed a certificate of representation. We asked for a hearing, all that stuff. And then after that, he lawyered up. Actually, he lawyered up to the point where his lawyer said he couldn't do the hearing that was scheduled on the 15th because this should have been resolved 6 days ago. Bullshit is bullshit, no matter how old. But this should have been resolved 6 days ago. But he hires a lawyer who can't make that hearing. That lawyer then requests a continuance. We oppose it. Now, both I and my lawyer were given a dressing down by a person whose BMI exceeds 4 digits. We were given a dressing down by Fat Sean for daring to oppose. Like, how dare you oppose this continuance? But here's the thing. The continuance was illegitimate from the start. HRO is illegitimate from the start. It's all bullshit. All of it is bullshit. It's been bullshit the entire time. He lied. in requesting the HRO. He lies on the document itself. He lies on the face of it. The lies are obvious to anybody who has looked into him or listened to him at all. And they're also obvious to anybody who's listened to me, because I have not ever threatened him in any way. I have stated that, Lady Rackets and I are strongly considering legal actions and our legal options. And, we have time to do that. But there have been no threats. There has never been a threat from me to him in any capacity. I have never attempted to reach out to him or anything like that, or interrupt his life. I mean, I sent some chats on his show until I was blocked from it. And that's the end of that. It's cool. Done. So I've never actually done anything to warrant a restraining order. I don't have any desire to see him. I don't have any desire to talk to him. I have to respond to a year and a couple months worth of pretty slanderous shit and just general from this guy. But that being said, this is a response. I try not to do it on this show. That's not what it's for. That's not what the show is for. But even on other shows, there's never a threat. There's never anything. There's just, okay, you said these things. Here we go. Here's them being not true. Over and over again, and over and over and over again. And usually I use his own words, which I think made him mad. Not that he has any regard for privacy, so I don't know why it would make him mad at all. That being said, I have addressed many things that have come up over the past year and a couple months, and there's still some stuff left unsaid about it. And the other thing that needs to happen is he needs to be made fun of, because he's a weirdo. He deserves some mockery and ridicule, but mockery and ridicule is always allowed. I'm not doing it I'm not going to his house and mocking him. I'm not sending the videos to his parents or his cousins or something. Although that would be funny. There hasn't been any action that I've done that comes anywhere near the definition of harassment under the statute, because I don't typically harass people. It's not in my normal day-to-day activities. I tend to just laugh. I make fun of them. I might yell and scream, but I do it on my show. Here's where or someone else's show, as it were, if you will. But I do it, in public, and I just do the venting or whatever online, and then that's it. I don't bring people to it. Usually people have to come to me to get screamed at, people like Eric July or Tonka or whatever. They did this to themselves most of the time. Just Some Guy. Do you remember that guy? That guy's a weirdo too. That Just Some Guy. They would get into an argument or whatever, and then they would start being discourteous. So I would return the favor. But that's it. I never want to go beat someone up or do anything like that. That's not my MO. I'll just sit here and talk online, and it's great. So this whole thing is bullshit from the start. The request for the continuance is bullshit. What he's trying to do, I would think, is push this hearing back past his, he's got some upcoming golf outing or something that he might not want me to talk about. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is that he doesn't want me to say, but I know that the HRO is about him not liking my speech, which is too bad. You can't use an HRO to stifle someone's speech. You can use an HRO to stifle non-protected speech. So with that, he's trying to push it back. He's trying to, for some reason, stifle my speech, and I think also put me at risk of arrest, because putting me at risk of arrest puts me at risk of trouble with probation and stuff like that. This is a long and very, very gay thing that's been going on. But getting back to where we were, Sean was castigating my lawyer and I for opposing the request for a continuance. Well, now he might request a continuance. He hasn't actually done so yet, as far as I can tell. It's possible that something came in late in the day today and wasn't filed, but It does not look like he has requested a continuance yet. So I have to proceed as if this thing is going on Wednesday, even though I have a strong feeling he's going to request a continuance tomorrow. If he does, I'm opposing it. I'll say it right here because his request for a continuance is bullshit. He's the one who brought this. He should be fully prepared. I'm the one who's had to respond and scramble and hire people and gather resources and spend my precious time that I would rather spend doing literally anything than coming up with ways to counter a false HRO. But that's what I've had to do. And so I'm ready. And if his lawyer left him, which we're going to talk about, that's his own fault. And he should be ready too. I'll make it a first 5K gift. No. Oh, God. My goal is to get, so I bought a laser engraver to make the 5K gifts. I've talked about this a couple times, but I bought that. I have the laser engraver. I don't have it set up right now. I've got a couple things happening here at home that will allow me to get the laser engraver set up very soon. But yes, so the 5K, like a mild spoiler on it, the 5K locals gift, the first 5K will be, it's laser engraved thing. I just was going to have someone else do the laser engraving, but now it'll be me doing the laser engraving and getting that set up as soon as I can. And yeah, there's just been, it's kind of like I'm kind of busy, and my brain gets pulled in a lot of directions because I'm being sued all over the place and criminally convicted and all sorts of other shit. And I'm trying to resolve those. The big civil lawsuit is gone for now, right? Like it's gone. I guess something could come up, but for now it's gone. So that's great. I've got this stupid restraining order to get passed. Aaron Imholtz will be sentenced on October 2nd. And there's another thing that we may briefly talk about in regards to that, but he'll be sentenced on October 2nd. And then very likely there will be a follow-up civil action to that sentencing coming from me. But and I've got these HROs, like I said, or this HRO. It's one against me, one against Patrick Melton. I think of them as in the same vein. That's why I use plural. But so sorry, I get kind of distracted because there's all this pressing shit. Plus, I have my own probation. I've been doing community service a little bit. It's kind of funny, like the community service. So effectively, I have to do 10 days of work. I've done 2. It's hard to do more, though, because there's just not like the way our county does it. There's just not time available. They'll only take so many workers per day. And when I say so many, it's like 6. So if, and some of these people are coming over from the jail or whatever to do their work. So if you're not in jail, like if you're like me and you're on probation, but you're released, you have to sign up for an available day. Like when I asked about this week, there was 1 day available, and that's not going to work because it was my Lady Rackets and I's anniversary. So I didn't really want to work on that day. And, so I'm working 1 day next week because there was only 1 day next week too. Oftentimes that's all they have, but I have to essentially work 10 days, but it's like a struggle session to get 1 day a week. And I would love to do more than that. Frankly, I'd love to hammer it out. Like this is just 10 days total. I have 8 left. It won't be that big of a deal. I don't mind doing the work. It's like the how do I describe them? The community service, like supervisors, they're cool. Like they're nice. They don't care. Like they've dealt with worse people than you. And so all you do is you go in and you just do your work. And like the other day I mowed the lawns of the, of the correctional, or not the correctional, the community service building. Like I mowed the area because I happen to know how to operate a riding lawnmower. Not everybody who goes there does. So that's what I got to do. It was easy. It was great. I like driving those things around anyway. They're fun. But yeah, so trying to manage that and everything. It just, my brain gets pulled in a million directions, but I will get the laser engraver set up. Then it'll just be tweaking a few design things to make sure I'm getting the right thing that I want to send out, and then we'll get them sent out. Next up, cleaning toilets. So other people, like, they did have to do that. Sometimes, so in our county, there's no alternative stuff. Like, some people were like, oh, maybe you can lead like an AA group or something, or do some speeches. I was like, they should probably, like, a good thing would be to send me around, just because I have a background in public speaking, to different places to do like talks about sobriety and talks about the downsides of drug use and stuff. Like, you could send me to a high school or something. I don't know. Or talk about like being sober from alcohol, almost at 100 days, by the way. But like, I could go speak about sobriety or something. And I offered to do, like, I was like, do you guys do anything like that? Do you, cause I have a demonstrated record of being a public speaker, so I could go do that in case you guys don't have anyone. Or I would be happy to lead like an AA group or something like that, or to, any sort of thing. And they said, nope, we don't do that here. You got to go to like a city for those things. Out here, there's just 2 guys, and they do like a lot of maintenance around the county, and you just do whatever they need to do. Like, you might be changing oil or washing county vehicles, or you might be putting up signs like I did the first time, or mowing a lawn. And sometimes it means going to the county parks and cleaning the bathrooms. I haven't rolled that shitty dice yet, so hopefully I don't have to. Paul E123 says, you keep saying drugs are awesome but illegal. Do you think you're the right person to talk to kids? Have you ever listened to anyone speak about sobriety at a high school? Do you remember being in high school and listening to them? It's some of the things that are very common expressions amongst recovering addicts or whatever is stuff like, you'll never feel the same as you did on the substance, because what they're trying to do is like give a little bit of the reality. And they want to warn people, though, like, you're setting yourself up for failure because you'll chase the high. Are you retarded? Like, do you chase a bad thing? People don't do that. If I go to a high school, though, and you ask me to public speak at a high school, I'm not going to be like, hey guys, drugs are so cool. Like, you moderate your speech for the environment you're in. Is this a thing people don't do? Like, do you guys speak the same in church as you do in like a bar or like with your best friends? Like, this is such a weird concept to me that people act like no one knows how to choose an appropriate level of vernacular for the situation that you're in. And if you think that they're going to let me go up and speak without approving my speech, like, you're out of your mind. Like, I'd have to write a presentation, but it doesn't matter because I don't get to do it, right? They don't offer that in the county. Yes, and by the way, to answer your question, absolutely. Of all the people I've seen, this is going to sound horrifically hubristic, but I don't mean it this way. But of all the people I've ever encountered talking to teenagers or high schoolers about drug use and addiction, I think I would be among the very best at it. At this point in time. To answer your question, yeah, I think I'm the right person to do it, because everybody else I've seen do it's a dork. And I'm not a dork, I'm just a dork. My only problem with my community service is that at my sentencing hearing, what the prosecutor said, and this is not me calling out the prosecutor or anything like that. I'm very happy with how sentencing went and all that stuff. But the prosecutor said, we don't want to just have him pay a fine. We want him to engage in pro-sober community service activities. And so to me, a pro-sober community service activity would be like sober advocacy. Or maybe like I would work as a designated driver or something, something to help out with some of the pitfalls of alcohol use, like people who DUIs and stuff. I could operate a community like rideshare thing for sober drive. I don't know, something like that. To me, that would be pro sober activities that could be done. Something that would actually be pro sober, but like the community service that I'm doing isn't pro sober activity within the community. It's just maintenance of community property. And it's like, well, what does that have to do with sobriety? And that when they specifically say they want me in the community being pro sober, like that isn't happening in any way that's tangible. So my only problem with it is conceptual. But I don't really care at the end of the day. I just want to be done. So I'm not complaining.